Let's do this. I'm ready. Are you ready? Hello, everybody. We are at a Wacky Wednesday at the LA School of Comedy. I'm your host tonight, Samantha Linderman. Thank you for coming out here. We are the best comedy spot in Westwood, and I swear on everyone I love about that. Nobody in Westwood can touch us. I want to shout out Aaron McIntyre, head of the Film Actors Cafe, everybody. Aaron has acting classes twice a week. He also does private sessions, and he's fantastic, and you'll see more of him later tonight. We have Billy Ramirez here, everybody. He does our social media, our web, and of course, the one and only Mark Zaffron, who you'll see very, very shortly. And Jesse, brand new. That's so fun. I just feel like when I go around and thank everybody, I don't thank you. I don't want you to feel left out. But it's your first time here? Second time here.
Yeah.
Second time's more important than the first time, I think, because it means you came back. Keep coming back. So yeah, I work with children. No need to clap. I know that nobody cares anymore. But today was like really crazy. Like, I need you to understand, in the span of 10 minutes, a child punched me in the breast, said, "Your mustache is growing in, I can see it," and then slapped me on the butt with a, some sort of anime character I can't name at this time. And I don't know, it's like, I think it's making me better in other aspects of my life because I have to react so quickly. Like with kids, you can't wait 30 seconds or else they're climbing the fence and a parent is calling saying 3 very little kids tried to escape school. I wasn't that kind of kid. I was like a big kiss ass. Like I had lunch with my teacher. I remember just me and my teacher were in the classroom. I was like 6 years old and she was talking about her boyfriend in Nicaragua and I told her to leave him. I was like, leave him. He's not here. We're here with you. You're raising like 70 kids every year, and he's in Nicaragua. And then 10 years later, they broke up. So I think that had to do with me. I think I did that. Yeah, I would walk around with the principal. I do remember one thing as a kid. Well, actually 2 things. I never told this story on stage. I don't know if it's funny, but I find it very interesting. I went to an Orthodox Jewish school for 5 minutes before I was like, I need to get out of here. I feel like a lot of people have had that experience. I maybe had that feeling and then stayed. But yeah, I was in like kindergarten and we were all sitting down and the teacher said, raise your hand if you think God's a girl. All the girls except me raised our hand. Raise your hand if you think God's a boy. Me and the boys raised our hand, which like was a pick me move, but I didn't mean it like that. It was mostly because in every single writing, it's he. And in that moment, I realized that, like, they didn't know. Like, I thought my teacher and God were like this. Like, I thought God was helping grade my papers. Like, I didn't understand. And they're like, if you think God's a girl. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I would annoy my parents with a lot of questions all the time. That kind of kid. You guys don't really care about hearing about kids. I get that. We come to open mics to leave our children. Am I right? You tell kids you're a comedian, they literally don't care at all. I thought it would be like the thing I was most famous for, but I don't play Roblox. But I don't think anybody over the age of 15 should be playing Roblox. The kids were really upset that there's Face ID now. And I'm like, the reason there's Face ID is for you. Like, you should not have a 30-year-old friend. And you should not feel bad for him. Like, this was a real thing. He's like, he's 30 and like, I feel bad he doesn't have any friends. And I was like, you're not his friend. You're 9 years old. You're not his friend, you're 9 years old. I did talk to strangers all the time. I still do. One time I went to the movies with an old lady I met in that moment. I just met her, and her name was Dixie, and I go, that's such a fun name. And we went to the movies together. You really learn about life that way. You know, you learn life through comedy as well. I remember, let me think. I remember the first time I saw somebody go, is this thing on? And it was such a surreal moment where I was like, I'm really doing it. Like, I'm really here in LA, like experiencing the highs and lows that are stand-up comedy. I'll end with this story that all of you have heard, but I moved back home recently and it's made me reflect on this story in a very different way. So when I was 16 years old, I was like the hell of my parents' world. I was like the perfect match made in hell for them. The movie's gonna come out soon. A24 is gonna pick it up. I'm gonna be played by me. Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to be my dad. No, I'm kidding. It's a musical. It's coming soon. Don't tell anybody. Basically, I was at my best friend's house, who obviously my parents hated at the time. One of them is transgender. One of them's like, my mom's like, are you lesbians? Like, so we were doing a really hard street drug called marijuana. And she was livid. And I'm hanging out at my best friend's house, and I get this text from my dad, and he has an Android, but like this, I guess, goes across all phones. Like those texts where it's so long you have to click on it, and it opens into like another page because it's that long. And he's like, Samantha, your mother. And I'm like, first of all, whose mother? Like, first of all, who's Samantha? Like, I was named after a man named Sam, but your mother? Like, I've never had a mother. I had mom, mama, like this lady, but never mother, you know? So your mother has found some very hardcore porn on your computer. And I've never seen her this upset. First of all, not true. Like, you guys have been married 25 years. I was 16 at the time. I know she's been more mad at you a million times before. And I know you're worried about her finding your shit now. So, hey, like, I understand, but don't take it out on me. Very hardcore porn. I've never seen her this upset. I call her without thinking. I asked the one question that you're all thinking. Why were you on my computer? You don't respect me. I'm a human. I'm an adult. I couldn't even drive. I still can't drive. And she said it was falling. And I just think that's so funny. Like, there's no world in which it's like falling, press play, rewind, read it, see the both tabs, put it on Apple Play. Her and dad acted out. They're taking, you're like, no, I'm kidding. But I was like, it was falling? Like, you're a freak. And if you want to know what's on the computer, there's 2 tabs open. One said how to give a good blowjob. One said how to suck good cock. Looking back, I understand why she was upset, obviously. I should have said how to suck cock well. And grammar is so important. And then she said, is this what you want to do with your life? And I said, no, Mom, I want to do comedy. And she said, same thing. No, I'm kidding. But I love you guys. Thank you for coming tonight. Who's ready to get started? I will bring up the man, the myth, the legend. He keeps this place together. Oh, first of all, I want to shout out Sunda Kroonquist. She's not here right now. Our director, the owner, the fabulous woman on all the pictures here. She is in New York. We're doing New York comedy, LA comedy. We're everywhere. But she'll be back soon. And you can still call her, email us. And in the meantime, you can hear from Mark Saffron, America's Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why Samantha had to look on the internet to learn how to give a good blowjob. I thought most of the school she was in was elective. I remember going to bar mitzvahs, and all the parents were worried about the girls giving blow. That was the thing they used to do at bar mitzvahs. They used to give blowjobs to the guy. I mean, it's only in the private schools, right? It didn't happen when you went to bar mitzvahs? I thought you would have, first online. Anyhow, Samantha's act reminded me of something, and people forget this. God is non-binary. Well, due respect, he's not trans. You don't wear a dress. He has incorporeal being, but he is non-binary. But the real definition of non-binary has nothing to do with gender or sex. This is something we have to learn. If the ancient Jews knew about non-binary, it's been around for a while, right? And the bottom line is, it just means that you have female and male aspects to you. Because he was both. It was not a gender. He was no gender, neutral. But the Romans were big on being transvestites, by the way. Yeah. Lucius Cornelius Sulla, the dictator of Rome, big transvestite. All right. In fact, the Romans hated homosexuality, but he was gay. Then he killed everybody off and ran all these circuses and everything else. The Romans were crazy sadists, by the way. They used to masturbate while they were watching people be killed in the Colosseum. You think this is historical fact? You people. All right, here we hear from the Democratic Party. Still trying to justify the school shooting in Minnesota. Yeah, that's right. You had to see him on TV today. They were falling all over themselves to blame Trump. He didn't have a gun. The car just said kill Trump. How's it his fault? All right, and of course the stupid mayor Fry. I don't know what's going to be worse, the Somali guy or him. Can't do much worse than Fry. Gets out and says, "You realize, of course, people are blaming the transgender community." No, they're not. They can give a shit that the kid called himself Jerome or whatever the hell his name was. They were worried that the Democrats are only worried that he had a gun. Guns aren't that hard to get in America. All right, they're brought in by cartel members. They're sold illegally. You can buy those AR-15s are Army surplus from Mexico. That's right. The cartels bring them in, supplied to them by the CIA. Well, you think it's a nice world? No. But thinking about nice things. Two things. So I'm watching television. They're running this little contest on Fox News. If you pay too much attention to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and you're a man, does it mean you're gay? They had all these pictures of all these men jumping. Like, what the fuck do you care? All right? These are two billionaires, right? Getting married, and they're as bad as what's his name from Amazon and his girlfriend, Bezos. How much money he paid for that plastic surgery? At the end of the day, though, I saw the picture. I took a quick glance at it, and I said, are they ripping off Lord of the Rings? If you take a good look at the picture they're shoving down our throats with all the flowers, none of them match. You have Arwen Damiel standing there like a goddess, and you have Travis Kelce. All he needed was his sword. It would have been a ripoff of Lord of the Rings. Think about it. This is going to be an entire year of all people could be talking about is that wedding. Can you imagine all those lunatics in the fan club waiting for their invitation? Can you imagine who's going to try and the lunatics? It would be like Selena, the head of the fan club, is going to go there with a gun because she wasn't invited to the wedding. Can you imagine how much they're going to have to spend for security? The best thing about it is going to be all those horny football players banging the bridesmaids in the bathroom. It's going to be a bacchanalia. I would add they're going to do it at Buckingham Palace. She thinks she's the queen. I just wonder if Meghan Markle's getting invited. How could she have a wedding without Meghan and Harry? Needs a little royalty to fill in because she's the princess, not Meghan. Anyhow, I don't know what to say anymore. I can laugh at myself, but if you think about it, I look at that and it's like, this is some really crazy shit. In America for the last 40, 50 years, we worship these pop stars like they're gods. But what's worse is we worship the crap that comes out of their mouths. So they come up at the Democratic National Convention and they say the stupidest things and everybody going, oh, did you hear what Taylor Swift said? Well, she wasn't there. Did you hear what Beyonce said? No, but she was paid to come. Think about that. Kamala Harris paid people to do performances at her rallies. You'd think they would have donated their time. No, they needed moolah. You know why? Because they knew that if she got into office, the taxes would go up. Anyhow, that's not my time, but I am going to give it back to the room. We're going to give you the inestimable, gorgeous Samantha, all right, who better stop telling that story because her mother's watching. And all she wants to know is, Samantha, who'd you blow yesterday?
That's my podcast name.
That's what her mother does to Samantha. Why aren't you behaving, Samantha? You're a good Jewish girl, Samantha. But the real thing that we pick on Samantha about, you don't drive.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, T-shirt.
Oh my God. He's obsessed with this.
I know I'm obsessed with this. You see,
He does it more than you. I know.
this is Aaron's great T-shirt. 4 consecutive lessons, and you get one of these marvelous T-shirts. Everybody see this? Or $20. All right? Just remember, Aaron teaches a class here in drama for comedians, because comedians can't act, I was told. Michael Lerner, God rest his soul. If anybody remembers him, Chicken Soup, Barton Fink. All right? You remember Michael? Michael used to coach Sunda. And he used to say, comics can't act. Why couldn't comics act? Because comics can't stay on script. All right, there we go.
True. Off and on stage. Keep it going for Mark, everybody. Mark is he has so many thoughts and feelings. And an articulate way of expressing them, which I'm jealous of. I wasn't gonna bring up the school shooting, but yeah, it was really sad. Obviously, and my heart is broken for those families. But also, I didn't. Yeah, families. That's what I said. That's what I said, Mark. That's what I said. I'm talking to the dead kids' families. I'm talking to
Dead people.
dead people's families.
I know.
And you're cutting me off. Like, that's crazy. Women in the workplace. That's,
I see dead people.
oh my God. Feels like I'm back at school. No, but listen, what I was trying to say is I did not need to see a picture to know what that shooter was going to look like. Like, I'm sorry. I knew the kind of, how soon do we put like redneck white, like, couldn't really look like my cousin maybe, but like not really. I don't know. I just knew exactly. I didn't expect like red hair. I don't know why. That might be a first. Every school shooter has been white, but I don't know if there's been a ginger. So I don't know. These are not the things that are important. Obviously, Taylor Swift got engaged. That's so important. I saw more about that than the school shooting. But I want you guys to see more of this guy. He is such a staple at the LA School of Comedy. Put your hands together for Billy Ramirez, everybody.
Hey, yeah!
¿Qué pasa, familia? Es un placer estar aquí. Anyways, I like to open up in Spanish every now and then because I look like I might not be able to do it. It's fun feeling like an undercover Latino, especially these days, because far more likely to be mistaken for ICE than to be taken by ICE. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if you can tell by the anything. I am first-generation Mexican-American. ¿Qué pasa, familia? Órale. I've never been able to do that whistle. I wish I could. If I did, everywhere I'd go, it would sound like an aviary. Fine, a bird store. But yeah, as a first-generation Mexican-American, I've had confidence and anxiety issues my entire life, and I think I'm pretty sure I know exactly why that is. I think it's because I was raised under the rule of la chancla. I don't know if anyone knows what la chancla is, but for some mothers, it's a piece of footwear or a disciplinary device. And my mom was lethal with it. She could deploy it short range and slap me upside the face before I even knew it. Like she was trying to win one of those new power slap competitions, or chancla slap, or power chancla, whatever. But then, more frighteningly, she could deploy it long range. So if I was in my room and she thought I was screwing around or something, from around the corner would come a chancla and smack me upside the head, and then it would somehow return to her. I don't know how she ever figured out how to boomerang a chancla. As far as I know, she never went to Australia or even met an Australian, but somehow she turned herself into chancla Dundee, you know, like, oh, you call this a chancla? This is a chancla anyways. But I don't know. My mom and my dad, they tried their best. You know, they managed to send my brother and I both to college. We both graduated. You know, by the time I got to college, I was just so anxiety-riddled and just so anxious, anxious and anxiety, whatever. I was exhausted, anxiety-riddled. I'm pretty sure that I think my mom was so heavy-handed with the chancla that she ended up smacking me past potential doctor, potential lawyer, potential scientist, and all the way over to a liberal arts degree. Like I said, I was so anxiety-riddled and exhausted by the time I got to college that I ended up taking the most default degree, most generic default degree there is. Anyone care to guess what that is? Jesse? Communications, that's right. Yes, communications. Thank you. A degree so disrespected that The Simpsons made fun of it while I was studying for my communication degree, and I ignored the warning. In fact, just the fact that I'm in my 40s trying comedy means that I've ignored all the warnings. But in this episode of The Simpsons, called Faith Off, the kicker for Springfield University injures his leg in the big rivalry football game. And in the locker room, Dr. Julius Hibbert tries to comfort him, and he tells him, oh, I'm afraid you'll never play football again. At least you can fall back on your degree in communications. Oh, dear Lord, no. And then the kicker goes, yes, I know he's a funny major. Lubchenko will learn nothing. Well, it's been about 25 years now, and that joke is finally funny to me because they say that comedy is tragedy plus time. And, well, enough time has passed, and the tragedy is a communication degree. But, yeah, sometimes, I just, like I said, my parents did their best, but at the same time, somebody's best could be a C-. And sometimes when I'm hanging out in my, not a house, or just lying in bed completely alone, or reviewing my portfolio, which is nothing more than an old Trapper Keeper full of coupons, sometimes I wonder, what heights could I have reached if I had taken fewer chanclasos growing up, fewer chancla smacks, which, by the way, part of a healthy, nutritious, balanced Latino breakfast. You can find chancla smacks in the cereal aisle next to Special Que Pasa Cabron and Honey Nut Pendejos. Anyways, so that's kind of clever, right? I think, maybe I could have been a VP of marketing somewhere at a Fortune 500 company and had one of those KY 401s or whatever it's called. But instead, I've got 5 different side hustles right now. Actually, they're all 5 main hustles, 5 main side hustles going on right now. Like one of which is doing moving work, which is fine because it brings in money, and also sometimes I don't feel Mexican enough, so it's nice to do some manual labor every now and then. And plus, with eyes running around, I could easily pick up a shift at the front of Home Depot like that, But anyways, maybe I could have been one of those successful bilingual lawyers you see in L.A. with the billboards, Did you slip on a churro at Disneyland? Call me, Te partiste la madre con un pinche churro en Disneylandia, llámame, But anyways, I don't know. But yeah, despite struggling with confidence and anxiety issues my entire life, every now and then, here in LA, I get to feel confident. In a city that's designed to just shatter your ego and destroy you. Every now and then, I get to feel confident. And that's whenever I walk into a Mexican restaurant, a taqueria, and I overhear someone order something like a chicken quesadilla, chicken fajitas, chimichangas, or something like that. By the way, it's a tragedy that the actor Eric Estrada and the singer Celia Cruz never teamed up for anything. They could have had a variety show called Chips and Salsa. All right, that one's on the house. All right. Here's a bonus joke. Piece of trivia, Spanish trivia about the band Maroon 5. I bet you didn't know this. It's going to blow your mind. Did you know that the band Maroon 5 has a different name in Latin American countries? Yeah, that's right. In Latin American countries, Maroon 5 is known as Cinco Putos. And that's true because I saw it on Wikipedia when I put it there. But anyways, whenever I'm at a Mexican restaurant and I overhear someone order something in this funky manner, I just cannot resist going completely overboard with my Espanol and just basically start acting in a telenovela that nobody's shooting. Just all of a sudden, just, ¿qué tal, preciosa? It doesn't matter who, it could be a dude. Señora preciosa, principesa, belleza. En este momento yo deseo 3 tacos de carne asada, 2 churros y una peñafiel. Gracias. Por favor, muy amable. Buen provecho. Que Dios te bendiga. And then when I'm feeling extra confident, I'll throw in some bonus words like agujeta, crepúsculo, ferrocarril, and that only means shoelace, twilight, railroad. So it's just dumb, anyways. But actually, it doesn't really matter where or when I hablo español because I have this face and demeanor. So sometimes I'll order in fluent español, and then in return I'll get okay, so you want 3 tacos? Hijo. Fine, Jose, I will have a side of that green whack-a-mole, whatever that is. I know what it is, but really, I guess, you can tell by the way I pronounce my palabras en español, I go overboard. And basically, anytime I speak Spanish, I turn into one of those Latino reporters you see on the news. I don't know if anyone still watches the news, but pay attention to any reporter whose last name ends in EZ. And there's a very good chance that reporter is going to take any and every opportunity to celebrate the rich cultural tapestry of the Spanish language. And that's how I hablo español, like a Latino reporter wrapping up a segment. Something like, police don't have any further information on the suspect. Reporting line from Rancho Santa Margarita. This is Gustavo Gutierrez, el mero más chingón, tú sabes, güey, for ABC 7 News. Back to you, Nancy. Thank you. That's my time for today. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at middle-aged muchacho, and on the www at billyramirez.com. Please welcome back to the stage our comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman.
Keep it going for Billy. I'm sorry I walked out in the middle. There was 2 men in glasses who looked like they wanted to come in, and then I went outside and I said, you should come. And then I think they were Norwegian. But it was so exciting. But I'm really excited to see this next comic. Put your hands together for the one and only Jesse, everybody!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. That was my impression of a Japanese man after you opened the door for him. Anyway, it's good to be here. Sorry about the shorts. I mean, I know it's a little blinding. It's 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 a little blinding. Sorry. No, I did it on purpose. I wanted you guys to see everything. No, it's good to be here, man. I was You guys ever do this? You guys ever spend too much time with your family? You guys ever? All the time. Just too much, right? Like I learned stuff about my mom I shouldn't have. Like I learned that my mom eats her yogurt warm. Yeah, like she likes to take it out of the fridge and then wait for it to get dangerous before she dives into that yo play. And I'm like, Ma, yo playing yourself right now. Yo playing with life and death as we speak with your spoon. But like, my mom tried to explain it. She was like, Jesse, you need to eat yogurt warm or else your body will be out of balance. Because apparently that justifies the trip to the ER. Right, like, oh, like you just go into like I just like to think my mom's at the ER, you know, doctor comes in, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man, we're gonna have to remove your midsection, we're gonna reattach you at the hip, you're gonna look like the minions from Despicable Me for the rest of your life. I'm so sorry. And my mom's like, oh, well, at least I can stand on one leg. Oh, my yin and yang are balanced and my chakras are aligned. This is good. I searched it up, by the way. You could eat yogurt 10 to 15 minutes at room temp, like you leave it out at room temperature, after which the helpful and friendly bacteria goes bad. My mom left her yogurt out for 5 hours. That bacteria is not friendly. That bacteria will not help you move. That bacteria lived long enough to see itself become the villain, you know? The only movement that bacteria is helping is with your bowels, that's for sure. Actually, it's supposed to, but, you know. Anyway, we'll think of something else for that. I grew up in a cult called Herbalife. You guys heard of this? It's pretty cool. My mom sold various products through Herbalife, ranging from mildly effective protein powders to grape seeds that cure cancer. Yes, you heard that right. She sold this thing called resveratrol, and it is quite literally the immune system of a grape. Yeah. Making grapes sick out there so that we can get healthy. And for some reason, all the single moms in her area are like, yeah, this makes sense. I'm going to start selling this. And my mom would tell these single moms like, hey, this grapeseed cures cancer. Like she would tell people like that there would be people on their deathbed, right? And then they were like, oh, and then I fed my son who was on his deathbed like 5 packs of this resveratrol, and he was cured of it because there's magical properties of these grape seeds that allow your immune system to fend off any disease. And I'm like, yeah, because apparently doctors haven't tried that one yet. Right? Like doctors tried, you know, chemo, apples, oranges, I don't know what else, like water hydrolysis, I don't know. But they're like, you know what, let's ignore grapes. And also, I don't believe in it, because like grapes aren't even a strong fruit. Right? Like grapes are always hanging on for dear life. Do you really want your body to be filled with stuff that is like, you know, just hanging on, you know, like every day they're on a vine? Like, I'm hanging on by a thread, quite literally. Like that doesn't make me confident, you know? Also, if that were true, like if grapes really did cure cancer, then I feel like every alcoholic would be the healthiest person, you know? Like they would have an excuse to just continuously drink wine for years on end. You're like, no, man, I'm just trying to avoid the chemo tax, you know? I'm drinking this wine so that I don't sit in a hospital gown. No, it is crazy though. I thought about it. I'm like, what if it did cure cancer though? What if these grape seeds, they extract them and it does cure cancer? That would be kind of funny if doctors were like, you know, don't tell anybody about this. But we did find that these do cure cancer, and we've spent like millions of dollars of government money, like just searching for an answer, and they're just trying to like hide it. You know, they're just like, fuck, this is too embarrassing. We cannot let people know that it was grape seeds all along. This is not good, guys. All right, nobody say it's resveratrol. Everybody, search for something else, like, I don't know, putting sunshine on your asshole. I don't know, Something that works. Coffee enemas. Did you see? There was a lady that did a coffee enema. Like told her daughter to do fucking coffee enemas to cure cancer. That's a real story. I feel like that person should try resveratrol. I'm not sure. That person should try this instead of letting her daughter die. Anyway, but my mom, she was really good at her job. She was a diamond level, I don't know, I guess member. So she made money off of it. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like despite the fact that it's morally questionable what she's doing, I did grow up with an Xbox 360. I played Black Ops Online. I did all that. I did play Call of Duty, and just like, you know what? I can't be morally on a high ground if I, benefited from it. You know what I mean? Even though she made 5 figures, which is not enough to live. But my mom was a single mom, basically. Like, my mom raised both me and my brother by herself, and she would always bring us to these conferences, these Herbalife conferences. And they are literally like fucking cults. If you've never been to one, it is quite, honestly, it's always at a hotel, some fancy hotel, and it'd just be a room, just an auditorium full of hopeful single moms who were also duped into the same lie that the American dream is to, scam and, destroy your relationships with your friends and family. Like that's everybody. And there would be like 500 people, and me and my brother would always be in the back. Like we would always be sent to the hotel lobby, and there would be like 10 other kids who were in the same predicament, and we would just all look at each other like, I think we should all run away right now, and we were just in the hotel lobby. We were like, causing a Lord of the Flies situation. We're just, just fighting each other, making governments. Meanwhile, like in the room, my mom would just be seeing a guy with a PowerPoint, just like, oh, friends and family of Herbalife. I got to tell you, you guys are truly the people that I love, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to get this Lamborghini. Thank you all. And everybody would clap to be like, oh my God, he got the Lamborghini. And you guys could have the Lamborghini too, if you do these 10 steps. And it would just be a whole thing. It would take the whole day. And I remember my mom, she had a bad temper. My mom always was very bad emotionally. Like, she always had to react based on how she felt. And one time, me and my brother were sitting in the back of this auditorium because there's no room, there's no lobby for us to form governments. And a lady came by. We were giggling too hard, and she just tapped on her knees, and it was like, shh, shh. And my mom saw this. All right, and immediately went to that lady sitting down, and then smacked her on the back of the head. And I'm just like, if she thinks this is a good idea, then anybody can convince Herbalife is a good idea. Because she literally didn't even give a second thought. She was just like, oh, you know what? Nobody treats my sons like this, and smacked someone on the head. I don't think she should have been a multi-level marketer. She should have just been a UFC fighter. That's for sure. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm Jesse. Jesse Fan Comedy. All right, thanks.
Keep it going for Jesse, everybody. We have our headliner tonight. He is the man, the actor, the performer, our producer tonight. Put your hands together for Aaron McIntyre.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hello. Yes. Lots of news today. It's really, really fun. Mark, I don't think that God is. What'd you say he was? He's by nine, but no, he's an incel. He's an incel. He's just sitting on his cloud, staying inside, not getting laid, because they take that out of the Bible. It's a bad thing. I was also in the I was in the Herbalife cult myself when I was younger. It was a trying time. I was also in Nikken. I don't know if anybody knows about Nikken. It's magnets. Everything is magnetic. They put magnets in everything. They put magnets in this blender, and it's supposed to, like, clean out the water. And it actually did. It was kind of like drinking silk, which was really fun. I am not only an acting teacher, an actor, I'm also mentally ill. Yeah, woo. Yeah, because how many people are diagnosed here? That's the question. Because everybody's fucking crazy. Am I right, Jesse? Everybody's crazy. Everybody got a little crazy in them. Got to put the pencil in the right, place on the desk or whatever it is. I've got, I'm certified, certifiable. I'm certifiably mentally ill. Bipolar, ADD, not ADHD because I'm way too fucking lazy. So, so those things are a lot of fun because they kind of teach you things, right? ADD, I read this book where they were talking about, and this is nothing tonight is going to be funny, so just get ready. I read this book about people with ADD. And it was basically saying that people in planting societies don't have ADD because the planting societies where they're going out and they're planting the seed and then they're tilling the ground, they're planting the seed, they're watering, they're waiting, they grow, they harvest, all of this stuff kind of goes in this nice little thing. But the people with ADD are the hunters because we always got to be fucking looking for our next meal, right? So I thought that was really interesting, and I think that it teaches you to watch out for people who might hit you, people on the street who might beat the shit out of you, Always looking for that way out, that door that's going to take you to the next level. Like Super Mario Brothers. What's the thing with the turtle? Billy, the turtle thing? Is that in Mario Brothers? What's that in? Yeah, I've never played. I never play those games. I only do the PUBG. I just kill people. That's the only thing I like to do. Just kill people. I used to drive cars on my phone, They actually have a really good car app that, like, when you turn it, it actually has, like, you can feel like if there's a muscle car, right? It kind of turns like a muscle car, but if you got one of those little speedy racers, it goes back and forth. It's amazing what they can do. And again, I said this would not be funny, but it's just things I've noticed. Let's see here. I was going down the bipolar route. Yeah. So bipolar is really fun sometimes. Like for 6 months, it's great. It's really fucking great, as a matter of fact. You feel like everybody else is an idiot, which I still believe. Everybody else is an idiot. You're the only one who knows anything. You're all connected to everything. I actually believe that if I wanted to, I could spontaneously combust. I actually believe that. I thought if I just put my mind to it, maybe I could just disappear. But I didn't want to when I was manic. And then when I was depressed, I was just a puddle of mush. And now that I'm medicated, it's great. It's great because now I'm just bipolar like several times a day. It's like in the morning I might feel like shit and then I feel a little better, but it's not like 6 months of a slog, So that's good, and it really teaches you a lot about that we all are one, right, Jesse? We're all one. We're one with the universe, It's like every atom that I push around right now is actually part of me, and that's what God is to me. It's everything. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm going to find something there. I told myself I was going to do something, and I can't do it. Let's see here. I'm in recovery. Thank you. Yeah, a little bit more. Come on. This ain't easy, man. It's not easy. I mean, it's been like, 23 and a half hours since I've had a drink. And I'm going to head on over to the AA meeting right after that and pick up my 24-hour chip. They give you a chip every time you make 24 hours. And I've got about 8,000 9,650 of those. And I've just decided once I hit 10,000, I'm stopping. You know, that's going to be the last one. But I also, right during the pandemic, I went and took care of my mom. Thank you. I was about to say, what do you fucking clap for somebody recovering from, how many people in the world are recovering from alcohol, right? Yeah. It's like a big hangover. But, yeah, I took care of her. Did a really great job because she died. And she would have loved that joke. And, yeah, but she was a very interesting woman. One time I fell out of a second-story window on my head when my sister was there, and my parents were at a cocktail party. And my sister called my mother and said, he just fell out of a second-story window. And my mother said, he better really be hurt. And they put me in a bathtub. I woke up from, I was completely unconscious, and I wake up in mid-scream in a bathtub filled with water. I didn't realize that could happen. Like, when you went unconscious, I thought when you were unconscious, you were really unconscious, like, But no, it's like I was just totally blacked out. I had no idea what was going on. My sister said I was walking around in the backyard petting my dog and shit. I don't remember any of that. But yeah, they were not really big on taking care of kids. I jumped over a couch one time, knocked myself out. My mother vacuumed around my head and told me, "I told you not to jump on that couch." Not, oh, we better get you to the hospital. Are you okay? Let me give you some tender, loving care. No, just stop jumping on the couch. So when I took care of her, we had a good time. We had a really good time. She was really passive aggressive. She'd do this thing where, I would. First of all, okay, she took 5 months. 5 months. My brother put her in a nursing home. It was a shitty little nursing home. She literally went in 3 days before the big thing came out about COVID. So soon as she went in there, they stuck her in a room, locked it. Wouldn't let her out, wouldn't let her come out. So she started calling me going, you got to get him out of my house. I want out of here. Get me out of here. So, I got a job. I'm trying to stay alive. But I took time off. I came out. I got my brother out of the house, which was really difficult because he's like 10 years older than me. And he's a really bad alcoholic. And I got him out of the house, and 7 days later, he died. So I killed my brother. And so anyway, then she starts going, why don't you go back to California? Why don't you go back to California? I'm like, you called me every day for 5 months telling me to come out and take care of you. I'm here. Come on, we're a team. We're a team. I never should have said that. Because then anytime she got pissed at me, she'd go, well, I guess we're just not a team. Just not a team anymore. She tried to trip me once. I loved my mom. She was a good woman. Never let us say fart. Couldn't say fart. Couldn't say butt. Unless it was like a conjunction within a sentence. Couldn't say ass. Definitely not ass. But she used to like to listen to these detective novels. And so one day she was listening to one, and I walked into the room, and the guy's going, and then he ran his hand down her spine, the sweat sticking as he reached around her buttocks. And I was just like, okay, I'm done. I got to get out of here because it's going to explode. I left, come back about an hour later. I said, how was the book? She goes, it's very colorful. Yeah, she's laying there smoking a cigarette, I think she was spent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. All you ladies and gentlemen, there's a lady. Thank God the lady came back so I can say, ladies and gentlemen, I am done. Thank you. Class is here Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. You will have fun, I promise. And if you don't come back. I don't care, it's fine. Right? I love you all. But, yeah, I do care. But right now, let's bring it up. Give it up. Samantha Linderin.
Keep it going for Aaron and the Film Actors Cafe. It's been a beautiful night. And come back Friday, sign up 6:30. Same thing on Friday. And give us a call. Huh? What'd you say? Oh, it's Labor Day weekend. You're off work, so go after your passion. You know, don't let the man keep you down. But I love these men, but I love you men. And love men, love me. Good night, everybody. Smith Linderman, LA School of Comedy, Friday. Instagram, no, we're not on Instagram.